Hello friends, welcome again. So today is another just the ninth edition. We just sent the ninth edition of the weekly newsletter. I hope everyone is doing well. If you can hear me, just say yes. I can hear you on the comment section. So today, as usual, we'll be covering a lot of topics. So we'll be covering the newsletter, and then we'll be taking up the questions from you, any market related questions. Hello Shiv, good evening. Hey Bhumik, good evening. So today my audio should be clear. You should not have any issues with my audio today. But if you're able to hear me clearly, just say yes, I can hear you very clearly. And also the videos going forward should be also very clear. Hello, good evening. So we have 7 people who have joined us today. It's nice to see, the same set of people joining every week. Good evening, hello. So we'll just wait for another 1 minute and then we can probably start. So we have a good 13 people joined us today, this evening. Hey Darshit. Hey Kunal. Really happy guys to see you all join every Sunday with me. Yeah, it's a new mic setup. The voice is good, thank you. Hey Vallabh, hey Tabitha, good evening. So before we have more people joining us, right? So hey Kaka Singh, good evening. So before everyone joins us, so I hope you have noticed the new series that we have started on YouTube. So this is a live positional trading YouTube series that I've started. So especially for beginners, right? So a lot of people who are struggling really to make money in markets, even though we've been having a nice bull run, there has been a lot of struggle to make money because people are afraid of booking profits. People are afraid that the stocks might go down. A lot of negative news going around in the markets, and people think that the markets might crash again. But all that is just, guesses. It's just like you toss a coin. Even I can tell you, even a kid can tell you that the market is going to crash. But in order to avoid all this and to make really good money, you don't have to really follow news. You don't have to really read research reports. You don't have to look at TV. You don't have to listen to your friends. You just need to have a set of rules in place and just follow those rules with proper risk management. And then I think you can actually make decent money in the markets. So this series that I've started, this YouTube series that I've started is called, Trade with Trendline Investor. So you're going to be trading with me with a capital of 1 lakh. That's what is my capital. And I've started with 1 lakh just to show you that it is possible to compound money. But you need to be a little aggressive when you're starting off with. But I'm going to share nice insights with you. Nice setups, nice risks management learnings that you would be learning from me. Hey Rohit, good evening. So, and also today I've recorded a video for tomorrow which will be posted where you will see how I'm pyramiding my position for Shakti Pumps. Shakti Pumps has been our top performer. So if you haven't joined that series, do join on YouTube. Do hit the subscribe button and do share with your friends, because a lot of people in this bull market have been able to make money, but they just look at the absolute numbers. So it's not just the absolute numbers which is going to help you make money in the long run, right? So you have to look at markets from a very different perspective. So if you haven't joined it, do join me on YouTube and do let me know if you are taking the trades as I'm taking, right? So let's jump on guys today. Thanks for joining again. So today the newsletter was titled, so this is the 9th edition. So I'm really happy that I'm on the 9th edition already, and I'm planning something special for the 10th edition. I hope I can come up with a very nice article which can help you learn. So the newsletter was titled Nifty Breaks the Defense, right? So we have managed to finally close above that important resistance on the daily time frame, weekly time frame, on all kinds of time frames in Nifty, right? So this is a chart of Nifty, and we were struggling to cross this range for almost 2 months, almost 1 month, and finally we managed to close above that point, right? The close was right above 59.15, so 8 points above 59.15. So it's a very good close for the markets. Probably I'd have loved to have a green day, but we had a red day. But overall the week was good, right? So we had 2 weeks of down, and then 1 week this week we closed in the green, right? So that's why I felt Nifty breaks the difference. So I hope we'd head higher from here, or probably some consolidation before we head higher. No one knows that, but let's see what's in store. So also I've given a short description about the Trade with Trendline Investor series, so do read that. And let's jump into the next section. But before we jump into the next section, just remember that the long-term trend is still intact, right? There have been a lot of people predicting right from the COVID crash, from this point, everyone has been predicting the markets will crash, but it's just not been crashing, right? It's just going higher and higher. And if you want to know how to trade this, then you need to have a good mentor, and I think I can be that mentor for you in the Trade with Trendline series. Do join me on that. So the sector to watch out for is clearly the metal index, right? So CNX metal is the sector to watch out for this week. Now, this is the channel between which the metal index has been trading, right? So we had 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we had 4 touch points, and if you have read my last week article, all we need for a parallel channel to form is 2 touch points on each side of the channel. So we have 1, 2, the third was exhaustion break, so that's not really a problem. It does happen that sometimes the stocks tend to break out of the channel sometimes, and that's what we did there. But for now I don't see a problem, and Nifty metal probably could do well this week and could take markets higher. So we did have a very good close. We broke out from this parallel channel, and if you're looking for some stocks, then SAIL is a stock which I'm looking at. So SAIL is looking very good, and right now that's a trend line which I've drawn there, but sometimes you might also see that it reverses much before. If you consider the closing, then probably the trend line touch has been completed, and now we are seeing a nice contraction in volatility. And if you see the weekly charts, we are literally forming inside bars after bars after bars. So it's a very strong contraction setup. The low is clear, the demand zone is clear. So with a stop at around 115, 116, 117 is a stop loss. You can go long in SAIL, you can go long in NMDC. NMDC also has a very good setup. In fact, if you see here, we are beautifully recovered from this zone over here. If you see that trend line touch over there, so we have also seen reversal here. In SAIL there was no reversal, but we've also seen reversal here, and there's a nice setup, and I think we should be heading higher even in the case of NMDC, and even Tata Steel looks good. If you're looking at some of the major steel companies, even they're looking good. So even Jindal Steel is probably looking good. So if you see again here, we are right around that trendline support over here, right? So these are some of the 6 setups I'm looking at. SAIL, then NMDC, Jindal Steel are some of the good setups that you probably might want to look into for this week's trading in metal index. I've not mentioned the stocks, but yeah, if you're interested, then these are stocks to watch for. The market breadth has been excellent. As usual, we have seen a slight increase in the number of stocks which are gaining momentum. So until there's a dip in this market breadth, I would not be worried, and I'd be bullish in the markets. So also there's a sheet which we track. So if you click on this, you would see a sheet where we have listed all the stocks that we have recommended till date. So the performance has been good. I think I let you decide that, but we have had a decent performance in the stocks. And if you see overall, we've had just trying to get the chart. Yeah, overall we've had around 15 stocks which are 0 to 10%. We've had 1 stock which is above 50%, 1 stock between 30 and 40%, and 1 stock, 2 stocks between 20 and 30%, 4 stocks between 10 and 20%. Now the key point to note here is that the best performers have been much higher than the worst performer. The worst performer out of all 32 stocks we've recommended in the last many newsletters is just down 9%. Now that shows how good the setups are, or how we look for setups which don't really go down that much. Now even though our stops are 15-20% away, we've hardly seen any stock go below 10%. Now that's also the kind of bull market we are in, so I'm grateful to the markets as well. But this is how you make money. So you want the best performers to be much higher than the worst performers. And if you haven't looked at the sheet, do look at the sheet. It might give you a fair idea. Now jumping into the stocks for this week, the first stock that I posted on Twitter as well was Gillette. Now Gillette is a very famous brand in India, and most of us know that it's a very good company. But off late, the stock hasn't been doing that well. Now, if you see the stock over here, it has just been going down since the last couple of years, and then we've seen nice pickup in volumes, and the volumes are actually decent, and the stock is kind of consolidating around that range for the last many weeks. Right, so we've seen that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks the stock has been going sideways, and this week we've seen an uptick in volumes. So that's the reason why I've picked up Gillette as one of the stocks. And also, if you've noticed, the profits have seen a small significant rise, and the margins have increased from 21% in 2019 to 25% in 2021. So that's a significant increase of 400 basis points increase in operating margins, and that's why I'm picking Gillette. And it's also a very safe stock, so you might want to consider it in a long-term investment portfolio. Now, whether it's long-term, short-term, for all kinds of durations, the stop loss is 5400, right? So you could also consider a short-term positional trade in this. Now, the next stock is Suprajit Engineering. Now, this company is in the auto ancillary space, and it has a market share of 65% in the mechanical cables that are used in two-wheelers and passenger vehicles. Now, that's a market leader in its own segment that it's operating in. And this company also posted very good profits this quarter. And also the debt has reduced from 391 crores to 289 crores. So again, a very good company from the auto ancillary space. And the stock also has done very well, right? So the stock is also trading in a long channel. So again, I always say that you need 2 touch points for a channel. So you have 2 touch points on top, 2 touch points at the bottom, and then we had this nice move, and then right now we're just breaking out of that 4 months consolidation, and the stock is looking good to head higher. Now, all the targets are mentioned in the newsletter, so you might want to refer to that. The next company is Deccan Cements. Deccan Cements is again, a very small company which has just a market cap of around 1,000 crores, and it operates in South India primarily. And the company again has increased its profits by 3x in 2021. Right, so that's a very significant increase in profits. Even though the cement segment is doing very well, this is a small cap company, and I feel that small cap companies are the companies you want to be in a bull market. And also the margins have increased, operating margins have increased from 14% to 23%. Now, if you see my stock picking, has been primarily good fundamental companies which are doing well, which have increasing profit growth, sales growth, and operating margins. If they are increasing, then that's a very good sign. But I also look for low risk setups, right? So low risk setups are setups where I have stop loss of around 15-20%, and sometimes even less than 10% is good. And that's how I pick up stocks. And Deccan Cement, actually, the PE right now is at 8.3, and that's really interesting. When the ROC is around 27%, the PE is just 8%. I feel the company is undervalued. And if you have more insights on this company, do let me know in the comment section. But that's my third pick for this week. The last and final pick is IndiaMart. Now, IndiaMart, most of us know, and in this bull run, that has been one of the best performance until the last few months. It went up from almost 1,000, to 6,000, 7,000 odd levels. So, and right now it is looking good. So it did consolidate, it did correct around 30% from the highs. So it's been trending in a long-term parallel channel. And right now this line over here might act as a very strong support. And that's why I saw this pick. And if you see the volumes right on this green candle, the volumes have been very good, right? And then since then, it's just been going sideways. A nice contraction in price movements, which shows that there is an explosive move coming, but probably in a week or two. But that explosive move can be on both sides, but for now I'm expecting that to be on the higher side, on the upside, and that's why we have stop loss, right? So in case it goes against us, it will hit our stop loss and we can be out. But for now, the probability is on the higher side. So that's my fourth pick for this week. And we all know that it's one of the biggest companies in India in the B2B classified space. The operating margins have increased significantly. It was a loss-making company until 2018, I think, and then it started making significant profits. And the FIs have increased the stake, and they are right now holding a 27.5% stake in the company. So these are the 4 stock picks for this week. And this week I have a very interesting article which I've written after multiple requests, and I'm sure this would help most of you understand when to use log and when to use linear scales. So I primarily prefer to use log scale always, but sometimes I prefer to use linear scale as well, especially in short time frames. So if you have doubts, do let me know after reading the article. Do let me know in the comment section right now, or just tag me on Twitter or ask me on Insta, on whichever social media you can find me on. Ask me and I can answer those questions. So I hope you enjoyed this week's newsletter. So we have hit almost, we have just closing the 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm really grateful and thank you to guys. So if you have not subscribed, do subscribe and do share with your friends and families. I think we've covered a lot of articles in the last 9 editions about how you should go about investing in the last section. And that series is something that every beginner must read. It's very simple, very simply written with examples from Indian markets. So you should not have a problem understanding. And if you do have questions, do let me know. So that's it for guys from the newsletter. So if you have any questions related to markets, related to stocks, we can take up those questions. Hey Rohit. So Rajesh has a question. Good evening, sir. Can you give your views on Awadh Sugar and Sequent Scientific? So both are excellent stocks, right? So you want to be in them. So I'm just quickly opening the charts. So Awadh Sugar is right now, we had this nice breakout over here. And right now the volumes have picked up significantly, just a short-term consolidation. So I don't see a problem with Awadh Sugar. Continue to hold. The sugar and ethanol theme is very strong. And I am clearly seeing 650 odd levels coming in Awadh Sugar. So right now, if you are looking for a stop loss, then keep your stop loss around 300 levels. If you're investing, if you're a short-term trader, you'd have probably exited already. But if you're an investor, then hold on with a stop loss around 310. Okay, that's my view on Awadh Sugar. The entire sugar space is hot. So if you're holding sugar stocks, continue to ride them. Sequent is also looking good. So Sequent has reversed from the trend line. Now, any stocks that you hold in Sequent, I think your stop loss should be around 260 odd level. So that's a very strong support. Even on a weekly chart, you might see that this is a very strong support, right? So if you see here, we had this beautiful consolidation on the weekly since the month of April. So keep your stop around 250 or even 260 is fine, but we are seeing an uptick in the price, and we've seen this massive move, then correction, and again we're moving up. So continue to hold Sequent Scientific. It looks good. Okay, so if you have any further questions, further stocks, do let me know. View on KSL, Kalyani Steels. So it's a question from Naresh. So KSL is in a strong uptrend, so there's no question about whether you should be exiting the stock. So right now it's just consolidating, right? So after this big candle with the big volume, it's just consolidating, and it is just in a rectangle setup around here. So there's nothing to worry. The move is just about to come. And if you see, since May, last 2 months, we're just inside this candle. So it's a very strong setup. So continue to hold this stock, with a stop loss of around probably 340, right? So that's my view on Kalyani Steel. I hope that helps, and we should see targets of 460 odd levels coming, and if we head higher, then well and good, right? But for now it looks excellent. So that's my view on Kalyani Steels. Kotak Bank, question is from Harshal. So Kotak Bank, I posted my view last week on Twitter as well. It is right now in a very tight price contraction. Now if you see, I've already drawn this chart and I've kept this chart. Now this is a proper trend line support. Now this is the first touch point, second touch point, third touch point. We are right now on the trend line support. There should be a breakout soon, and if you see this nice beautiful rectangle base that we are forming over here, the volumes have completely dried up, right? So the volumes have completely dried up. I should see this stock picking up good momentum above 1825 levels. But for now, if you want to add the stock, you can add, but the stop loss for this stock would be 1650 level. Okay, that's a stop loss. Kotak Bank is still a very good setup. If you're holding, continue to hold. The next stock is from Boomik question. IRCTC is again in a very strong uptrend, right? So if you're holding for swing trade, continue to hold. It is just moving very strong, very beautiful setup, and probably we are heading towards this high. We're heading towards 2550 odd level. So if you're a swing trader, you might want to book around 25 60 50 odd levels, right? So that's my view on IRCTC. But if you're an investor, continue to hold. The stock looks fantastic. I think there is something really good going on with IRCTC, so continue to hold. Okay, that's my view on IRCTC. Your view on Zomato. Okay, that's a very good question, Rakshit. So Zomato IPO, see, I really don't believe in investing in IPOs. So if I want to invest in IPOs, then I would wait for the company to list. I would look at the stock price, how it's behaving, and then invest. Now, why I don't invest in IPOs, the primary reason is because the big guys are offloading their stake and they are selling it to people like us. The public is the final frontier for company to come and take money from. And when it comes to us, we don't really know what the company is doing in depth. We don't know clearly how the funds are going to be used, even though there are certain things mentioned in the prospectus. Some things might not be clear, and the stock might see a dip after it's listed. It might go down. We've seen so many stocks go down. For example, a Burger King. Everyone was so Burger King. Everyone was so excited about the Burger King IPO. Hit 3 continuous circuits and then it came down. Now, ideally, if I was looking at, I don't invest because for the reason that I could have easily entered Burger King around 130 levels. I'd be sitting with 20-30% profit right now, right? So that's the primary reason I don't invest in IPOs. And always, whenever there's a herd, when everyone is investing in an IPO, it's just okay to just sit aside and wait and see what happens after listing and then invest in the IPO. So it's the herd mentality. Like every one of my friends is investing in Zomato IPO, and I've been telling, do not follow the herd, and that's my only advice. I have no idea whether the stock will list in profits, whether it will have a premium gain, whether it will list for 20%, 30% premium, no idea. But if it lists, well and good. But if it goes down, then you never know at what price you have to exit. So I'd stay away from IPOs. I continue to stay away from IPOs. If I want, I will look at the IPOs after they listed. So that's my view on Zomato. Rakesh is all for great charts. Yes, Rakesh, thank you. How do you find an entry in a stock that has already seen a massive increase in price? For example, CDSL Saregama. No. Naresh, it is a very bad idea to invest in a stock that has already gone up like this, right? So you don't want to enter a stock here. You want to enter stocks when it is breaking out of consolidation, points like these, exactly points like this. So when it is breaking out of this range is when you want to enter, right? So here, this is a good point of entry. So probably around this point is a good point of entry. This point is a good point of entry. So look for consolidations, short-term consolidations, and then probably enter. Now, the whole world is talking about CDSL. Right now, if you're going to enter right now, there's a chance that the stock might all the way come down to 1080. Now that's a 40% drop in the stock price. So you don't want to get stuck in stocks like this. So if you're enter a stock right around the consolidation zone, right when it's breaking out of consolidation zone. So even a Saregama, right? So you don't want to enter a stock, right now. Maybe if you want to enter right now, enter above the all-time high and keep a stop as a single swing low. And that's one way to enter, right? Or you should have entered probably, in kind of these areas when there's long consolidation. So those are the points that I would enter a stock. I would never enter a stock if it is already up 20-30% in a matter of days. Okay, that's not how you invest or how you trade. So you want to find the least possible, in points where the risk is less. So if you're entering above this point, keep a stop loss here. If you're entering above this point, keep a stop loss here. And that's how you enter a stock. You just don't enter a stock just because it has gone up 20-30% in the last few days. Okay, so Rakesh Patel has a question on Bannari Amman Sugar. Bannari Amman Sugar. Again, as I mentioned, sugar stocks are on fire. So yeah, Bannari Amman Sugar is right at trendline support. So you might want to buy it right now. Okay, so buy right now with a stop at around, you can keep the stop at around 1690. So that's my view. The stock is still in an uptrend, nicely forming higher lows. So no problem on that front. Okay, Bhumiksha, I've already given my view on IRCTC. Indian Bank view. Yes, let's look at Indian Bank. Yeah, Indian Bank is right now consolidating. Just let's look at the long-term chart, right? So long-term chart, if you see, Indian Bank is still not broken out of a downtrend. Now that's the problem with PSU stocks. They are strong in momentum, but they've fallen so much that by the time they have to come back and cross that long-term bearish trend line, it might take some more time. But for now, it is bearish. And if you want to add new, then probably I'd add above 155 levels. So that's the point. Right now it's forming a nice base. So it's probably cup and handle formation, if you notice that. So from here, if you see, we've had a nice cup, and probably it's forming a handle now. We never know. But if you want to add above 155 levels. But the stock is in an uptrend in the daily charts, but on the monthly and weekly charts, it's still struggling, right? So it has to break this bearish trend line to head higher. But for now, if you've added already, keep a stop around this low over here, around 130 levels, and add above 155 levels. So that's my view on Indian Bank. Okay, glad to write success pumps. Thanks, Anand. Naresh says, what is the preferred channel of communication? I'd like to be a mentee and learn from you on regular basis. Do you offer any learning programs? Naresh, I am right now. I do not have any plans for mentoring, but Twitter is the best way to connect with me on DMs, and do follow me on, YouTube Trade with Trendline series. You can comment on the section, comment there, and I can respond to your questions. But do let me know if you have any questions. What is the view on CDSL? CDSL continue to hold. It is in a very strong uptrend, right? So as I mentioned here, CDSL is a very strong uptrend. For now, if you're holding, you can continue to keep your stop loss on 980 and hold. This can head much higher. We never know how high it can go. So it's already up very good, from almost triple since the lows. So continue to hold. Maybe the story is really good, no one knows, but for now the stop continues to be around, you can keep the stop around 945, 950 levels, and we will see a consolidation. There should be a consolidation which will happen, and then we can trail our stop loss again. So Rohit again, so I'd like to know how you started a career as an investor, how you come to know about markets, and some of your key learnings from markets. So I've been in markets since 2010, and the first 5-6 years I've been a losing trader investor. I will make a video of how I've come from a losing trader to a successful investor. At least I think the last few years have been really great for me. So I will make a video on how I started my career as an investor, how I learned on my own, how I read a lot of books, which books you should read. And I feel in markets, the only key to succeed in market is to have patience and is to not repeat the same mistakes again. So most of the newbies in the market want quick money, and they see market as a place to make quick money. But markets are not a place to make quick money. Markets are a place, if you are disciplined in the markets, then you can make really good money in the long run. But it is not a place to make quick money. So first get that idea or mindset out of your mind that you are going to be here for the long run and you want to compound your money slowly and steadily, and learn the risk management perspective. Do follow me on YouTube and do learn the risk management perspective, and that's the key to succeed in markets. There's nothing else. Even if you give me a random stock, ask me to buy at a certain point, I will still make money because my risk management is very strong, right? So you need to learn the risk management perspective. If you haven't read any books, start off with How to Profit in Bull and Bear Markets by Stan Weinstein. Start off with How to Make Money in Stocks by William O'Neill. Read the book by Michael Douglas on psychology, trading psychology. These 3 books should help you make money in markets, but you need to have discipline in in your position sizing, and you should not deploy too much of money in one stock without knowing what your stop loss is. Okay, so that's my view. Atik has a question: view on Bella Casa and Deep Industries. Bella Casa is, it's going sideways. It seems to be a micro cap stock. There's hardly any this one, but if you want, you can hold it currently. I would stop at 110 and add more above 147. But still, it has broken out of a downtrend, of a long downtrend, and it is moving up. It's a micro cap. Probably there's hardly any liquidity in the stock, so it might take a few more days, a few months, weeks also before it moves up. But the moves come strong, right? So you have to keep holding. So nothing wrong with the stock yet from a technical perspective. So Deep Industries, it's clearly in the uptrend, so no problem. Keep a stop around 75 and continue to hold Deep Industries. View on Zensar has given a very good breakout this week, Rakshit. So if you see, we've broken out of all-time high, right? So if you see here, this is the all-time high. It's given an amazing breakout. Now all you want to do in Zensar, it's a long-term story, and that's why you see it's beautifully trending in long-term parallel channel. And right now it has broken out all-time high, and we might see targets of 600 odd level. Now after that, the stock can continue to go sideways like this, or the stock can reverse and come down here. So keep a stop loss. Right now your stop loss for Zensar can be around 250 is too deep, so I'm just going to go to the daily charts and give you a stop loss. So you can keep a stop around 280 odd level and continue to ride this trend. So right now it's a beautiful breakout. It's a massive base breakout. So we are heading to 600 in Zensar. So don't try to book profits before 600, but trail your stop loss in case we don't hit 600, and if it reverses, then you need to book. That's my view, Rakshit, on Zensar. Any view on Borosil Limited and Renika Sugar? Darshit is asking. So sugar space is, again I said, it's very hot. So Renuka Sugar is in a very strong uptrend. So it's just consolidating, right? So it has gone up, continues up circuits, and it might come down a bit more as well. So probably until 28 as well. So we never know. But for now, the sugar structural story is intact, and I don't see a problem yet. And this has broken out from a beautiful long-term downtrend. So continue to hold. There is a massive supply right now, but I think we should head higher in Renuka Sugar. And the other stock was Borosil. Borosil also is good, right? So this was listed recently, and it is forming a massive base right now. So I don't see a problem yet. So we just need to go above 253 odd levels. So it is forming a cup and a handle probably, right? So once we cross 250, we should be good. For now, keep your stop around 210 odd. Okay, so that's my view, Darshit. What's your view on Coal India? Cycling demand is going to increase. See, Akash, my Coal India, I don't really invest in PSU stocks, especially in PSU stocks like Coal India, which hasn't moved much. There is a massive resistance right now, right? It is in a strong downtrend. This downtrend is a multi-year downtrend. And right now there is a massive resistance which I see around this zone. And even if we break out from here, there is a massive resistance here. So right now I would not hold Coal India. And you can have your own narrative, that it is cyclical and demand is going to increase in coming months. I don't see that reflecting in the stock price. If the demand is going to increase in coming months, the stock should perform well. So for now, I would not hold Coal India. It's a very, the structure is very bad from a technical perspective. Can we buy, Dinesh, can we buy Exide at current price? Exide is, yes, you can buy at current price. Axis Bank again is from the banking space, right? So we just have this resistance over here, so we need to break that resistance, and then Axis Bank is probably heading to all-time highs again. So it still hasn't crossed the all-time high, so that's when many stocks have crossed. So right now it's just going sideways. So continue to hold Axis Bank. If you want a stop loss, is 680. But I would probably buy only if it goes above all-time high, if I were entering new. But if you're already holding, then just continue to hold with a stop around 720, 700 levels. That's my view on Axis Bank. Can you please check Dish TV? That's a question from Vallabh. So Dish TV has broken out of a flag, right? So we're just seeing a short-term dip after that breakout. So probably keep a stop, if you're holding, keep a stop around 12.9, and we should see a move up, right? So that's my view on Dish TV. So probably if you want to know exact level from when it will move up, then this is the level that you want to watch for. You want to probably add more above 16.3 levels. So that's the level that I'd be going out for. So that's my view on Dish TV. NBCC is a question from Dinesh again. Yeah, NBCC looks good. It has broken out. It's just consolidating. It looks very good. So no problem. It is also breaking out from a long-term resistance zone. So this is a resistance for NBCC. It has broken out. It's just consolidating. It should head higher. So the first target I see is 67 odd, and then probably 90. Okay, that's my view on NBCC. Atul Auto, Charlotte and Poker. Atul Auto. Again, long-term downtrend. Atul Auto is in a long-term downtrend. So I'd not be really interested in investing in Atul Auto unless this long-term downtrend breaks. So my view is negative. I would not be holding it right now. So Charlotte Hotels, again, the structure is not that great. So again, there is some time before it breaks out. But if you're looking to add Charlotte Hotels, if you're not already added, then you can probably add above this point, which is 200 odd levels. It is forming a nice base, but the momentum is still not there, right? So that's what I want to look at, momentum stocks, because for me, I want to be in a stock which is going up, right? I don't want to be in a stock which is going sideways or something like that. So again, Charlotte is not a great setup. Pokerna is a very good setup. Pokerna has been just doing phenomenally well. It is going up, up and up. So again, as I mentioned, so you want to look at stocks which are out of downtrend, right? So see the stock, it was in a long-term downtrend, and then see how it broke out from here and it's just heading higher. You want to be in stocks like this. You don't want to be, it's okay to miss the move here, right? It's okay to miss the entire move here, but you want to be in a stock right when it's breaking out from that 160 level. And this is beautiful setup. So it's in a very strong uptrend. It is going to make fresh highs. The story probably is good. I don't know about fundamentally, but if you're holding it, you can keep a stop around 300 odd levels and continue to hold the stock. That's my view on poker now. How to make a living from market with small capital. Small capital, you can't make a living from markets, Bhumik. I'll be honest with that. You need to have a big capital if you want to make a living from market. Okay, a living means you leave your full-time job and you want to make money in markets. So then you need to have a big capital. You just can't make money out of for a living from a small capital. In parallel channels, please how much importance of middle line, and please give us some good books name if you can share it with us. Yeah, Rakesh. So if you want to read about technical analysis trend lines, then read the book from Martin Pring. It's called Technical Analysis Explained. Or you can read the book from Edwards and Maggie, which is, I think I forgot the book name, but the author is Edwards and Maggie. You can check that book. Please share your views on APCL and Praveg. Great place to learn between. Thanks for sharing your views. Yes, Govind. So APCL, Anjani Portland is amazing. Again, cement stocks are hot. So if you're holding cement stocks, just continue to hold them. Right now, don't book profits, please. You are going to make some decent money. So right now, keep a stop at 320, or you can keep 340 and continue to ride this trend. Now, stocks which tend to go up will keep going up. Don't sell or don't book profits early. That's the biggest mistake that beginners in market do. So don't do that. Continue to ride the trend as long as it exists. Next is Praveg Communications. So yeah, this seems to be a circuit stock. I don't really recommend trading circuit stocks, but yeah, it's good. It has given a breakout now. So if you want to add, you can add, but this is a dangerous stock to be invested in because there are continuous circuits, upper circuits and lower circuits. I don't recommend trading in such stocks. Trade in stocks where you can find an exit. Okay, especially with circuits for months. This has continuous circuits since many months. Do not trade in such stocks. Okay. Rajesh Horoth, JMA. I don't know what you mean by JMA, but is there a stock? Yes, Julundur Motor AG. Wow, this is just broken out from a multi-year resistance. It's a very good sign. So multi-year resistance usually tend to be multi-baggers. So if you are already holding, add more. Keep a stop around 45 odd levels, 40 levels, but add more. This is probably going to be a good stock for you, Rohit. What are your views on small cap, mid cap index looking at this continued uptrend? Will there be downtrend in coming weeks? See, no one can predict when a downtrend would start or when an uptrend would start. All you can do is follow the price. So I already posted my view on the CNX small caps index yesterday. And if you see, we are right. We've been in uptrend. After the COVID crash, we tested the lower end of the channel. And right now we're just closing around that uptrend, upper end of the channel. Now, if you're going to book all your profits and if you're going to come out of the markets and if the market breaks out of this, then you're going to miss out on a much stronger rally. For now, just trail your stops on all your stocks, and if we see a red candle here, then we'll take a look at it. Remind me again after a couple of weeks probably, and I'll let you know if we will see a downtrend probably. Okay, but otherwise, both the charts look same. Right now there is no downtrend as such. We will see a correction at some point, but no one knows at which point that is. No one can tell you, not even Warren Buffett or not even Rakesh Jhunjhunwala can tell you. For now, everyone is invested in markets full time. Like 100% of the cash, Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is completely invested. So why should we not invest? And if you know your exit points, then you can probably, exit at the right point. But for now, don't exit the stock or don't exit any of your holdings. There are more than 1,000 stocks in SA. How you pick the stocks before rally? Are you using any scanner or manual selection? It's from my trading vlogs. Okay, yes, I do have a scanner, CCI. Go to my pin tweet on Twitter. You will see my scanners there. Next question is from Rakesh Patel. Skipper has given a good breakout. In fact, one of my friends did highlight this in the recent weeks. It has given a beautiful inverted head and shoulders breakout. So the story is good for now. So you can probably expect, targets of 120 odd in the coming months. Right, so that's major resistance there. So you can expect targets of 120 in the coming months. Venkatesh is asking HPCL, HUL, Hero, PNB holding for short term. HPCL. I'm sorry, I'm not getting HPCL. Hindustan Petroleum Limited, if you're talking about that. Yes. Right, so it has broken out of a uptrend, but short term, if you're already holding, then you would be in losses. I'm not sure if you're holding for short term, but If you are holding for a swing trade, then you should have exited here. There's no reason why you should have been holding it still. But if you're an investor, then probably we are heading towards to retest this zone over here, okay, or even around here. You never know. But for now, the trend, short-term trend is down. You want to be holding some other stock if you're holding for short term, not this one. So Hindustan Unilever, it is an uptrend, so it is going nicely. There is some resistance that we are facing around the channel, right? So the trend is good. We just might take a few more. It's going very slowly. The trend is really slow. So it goes up, but the higher low structure is intact. So uptrend is good. So short term, if you're looking for quick gains, I might not consider the stock at around this level. You might want to buy the stock around this lower end of the channel for quick gains, right? Buy here and sell here or somewhere. But right now, short term view is down. So I don't see this moving higher in the short term. Hero Motors. Yeah, again, short term, if you're looking at this, I don't buy such stocks. I'd buy stocks which are, breaking out probably, but it is trading around a very important support zone. So, we might reverse. But again, if you are looking for momentum stocks, look for breakout stocks and not stocks which are going sideways, right? The other one was PNB, right? Again, PNB is in sideways, right? So if you're looking for short-term stocks, these are not stocks that you have to look for. You should not be trading these kind of stocks. You should be trading stocks with strong momentum, which are consolidating for a few days and then, buy, like a Shakti Pumps, right? Which we are covering, or like other stocks in our Trade with Trendline series. So look at those stocks. Those are short-term positional trades, probably from a few weeks to a few months, we'll be holding those. So I think I've covered all of your questions, friends. So if you do have more questions, let me know in this video comment section once it's uploaded, or tag me on Twitter and do let me know your comments. But for now, I think that's it. Thank you for being with me and spending your time with me this Sunday. I hope you liked my analysis, and do join me with the Trade with Trendline series. If you're still struggling to make profits, if you're still losing money in the markets, then this is a beautiful opportunity for you, where I'm giving, when people are charging so much of money across, I'm giving you all free knowledge. And it's a beautiful series that you might want to join. We are already in our 4th or 5th day. Tomorrow we'll have a new video uploaded where I will also be talking about how to add on to positions, how to pyramid positions, which are doing well. So we had added 7 stocks, out of which 1 stock is doing so well that we are moving money to that stock. And that's how you do short-term positional trading, or even sometimes investing as well. All right. So thanks, guys. I hope you enjoy your Sunday evening, and good night. Thank you.